Hello YouTube, Shin Tiger Curl here, that dude in the straw hat, bringing you yet the next part in my countdown to Pirate Warriors 3 Let's Play. Last time we looked at the amorous cook of the Straw Hat Pirates, Sanji. Now we're taking a look at its cute and cuddly and naive doctor, Chopper. Once again, all the information presented here can be found on the One Piece wiki. If you're interested in the series and want to find out more about the characters and world of One Piece, just go to One Piece Wiki for all your informational needs. So with that out of the way, let's get started. Tony Chopper is the doctor of the Straw Hat Pirates. Chopper is a reindeer that ate a devil fruit called the human fruit. He came from the island of Drum Island, which makes him the only member of the Straw Hat Pirates who was born on the Grand Line itself. He is the 6th member of the crew and 5th to join Luffy, as well as being the youngest member on board. He has a bounty of 50 berries due to being mistaken for the crew's pet. Personality. Chopper is naive and extremely timid towards unfamiliar humans, often acting like a child because he just doesn't know any better. Like Luffy, he is easily impressed at things like beams, cannons, and hidden abilities. He is a coward at times, like Usopp and Nami, although his cowardice can be attributed to his childishness and overall lack of trust in his own fighting skills, a contrast to Nami's self-survival-based cowardice and Usopp's insecurity-based cowardice. Chopper is more or less on a journey to define himself, seeing almost anyone on his team as a role model and in some cases imitating their behavior, especially Usopp. He is an upright friend and companion who will try anything to overcome a task given by his team. He still has a feeling of distrust for humans based on his youth and will often outright insult and claim that compliments do not make him happy, even though he is obviously happy about it. He starts doing the dirty old man dance, which is a bit by famous Japanese comedian Ken Shimura, which becomes a running gag. Chopper seems to be very forgiving of those close to him, for when Usopp wanted to rejoin the crew at the end of the Ines Lobby arc, he called out to Luffy and Zoro, although they were ignoring him completely. He would rather run and hide than fight, but becomes more courageous when others are there to support him. His dream is to carry on his deceased mentor Hiriluk's belief that there is no incurable disease, and to become a doctor that can cure any illness. To this end, his childish nature vanishes when his medical skills are required. He does not hesitate in the least in any action regarding the well-being of his patients. Chopper also has a strong belief that a doctor is supposed to help save people and becomes angered when people treat life without the proper respect. This is why he was greatly angered at the actions of his former hero, Dr. Hogback, when the man treated the patients and lives of zombies and deaths so callously. He also is enraged at Caesar Clown for kidnapping and experimenting on innocent children and making them addicted to drugs. Another of Chopper's bad habits is his reverse cartoon peek, when he stands behind a wall or a doorway and peeks at people, trying not to be seen by them. Unfortunately, he is not hiding his body behind the wall. As a result, his body is visible and only one half of his face is hidden. A running gag is that Chopper will believe just about anything anyone tells him, making him easy prey for Usopp's lies. He also believed Nami when she lied to Lola about being a man, even though the truth was very obvious. In fact, until Jinbei stated otherwise, he thought that the captain's duty was not to listen to anyone. He also tends to panic quickly and subsequently lets some critical facts slip his mind. One example is when there is someone injured, he often panics and screams, "Call a doctor!" It isn't until he figures out that he is the doctor that he starts to tend the injured person. Another one is when he and Brook jumps into the water without hesitation to save Luffy from drowning, only to drown with him, since the devil fruit in which he had eaten makes it impossible for him to swim. He, together with Brook and Luffy, end up being saved by other members of the crew. After the time skip, Chopper has grown more confident, much like Usopp. He no longer strives to be a human, but only wanted to be, quote, be a monster that can help Luffy, unquote, as he puts it. He's even grown more mature enough to smack his crew members, mostly Zoro and Luffy, when they try to do something stupid or extreme. He also seems to have outgrown most of the habits already mentioned, but his habit of peeking still vehemently remains. Abilities and powers. Typically, it's rare for doctors to fulfill roles other than medical practice for the benefit of those around them, but as the Straw Hat's doctor, Chopper's responsibilities are not limited to just medicine alone. He has occasionally performed tasks like steering the ship as their unofficial helmsman while on the Going Merry, and during the heat of battle, he can also fulfill the role of a physical fighter to support his friends. However, due to his lack of battle experience or any formal training, as well as his Rumble Time's limited effect, Chopper was originally considered part of the Weakling Trio along with Nami and Usopp. This lay largely in his lack of battle intuition and naivete at the time, though it's shown that he has grown much more capable after 2 years of training on Torino Kingdom. Medical expertise. Being the doctor of the crew, Chopper possesses a vast knowledge of both medicine and medical drugs, as well as the preparation of most remedies and ointments, ranging from regular fruits, roots, and vegetables that can be found and used on most islands. He is also capable of administering surgery and resuscitation. Most of the healing methods he uses are the things he learned during his apprenticeship under both doctors Hiruluk and Kureha, with the latter teaching him most of the medical procedures that he has so far mastered. After the time skip, it can be assumed that his medical skills have only improved. In addition, while he was under the apprenticeship of Dr. Kureha, Chopper became aware of the highly addictive drug NHC-10, which only a select scientists in select countries are allowed to use, and its harmful side effects. He is capable of stabilizing the condition of someone suffering from the overdose of the drug. Perhaps another testament to his intelligence, he was also able to invent his very own drug known as the Rumble Ball through very little research, which helps increase his Devil Fruit's fighting capabilities. He is also shown to be able to give successful blood transfusions, even between different species, a human and a fishman, though human and fishmen do carry the same blood types, as he did to save both the lives of Sanji and Luffy after too much blood loss. Even knowing their correct blood type, Luffy's blood type being F, the same as Jinbei's, and Sanji's blood type being SRH, an unusually rare blood type. Devil Fruit. Chopper has eaten a Zoan-class Devil Fruit, the second Devil Fruit to be introduced into the series after Dalton, known as the Hito Hito no Mi, or human fruit, which allows him to transform into a human and human reindeer hybrid at will. However, this fruit has granted Chopper more than just the ability to transform. It has also given him human intelligence, which allows him to both speak and think like a human. This is what allows Chopper to become a doctor and learn about medicine in the first place, which is impossible for a normal reindeer. While Chopper is usually seen in his human reindeer hybrid form, which is a tanuki-like chibi creature, he can sometimes transform into his human form to try and fit in with humans, often with minimal success. But when in combat, he also uses his Devil Fruit powers in order to fight his enemies with the strength given to him by the fruit, and usually transforms into whatever suits the situation best. Rumble Ball. In addition to his 3 forms granted by the Devil Fruit, Chopper had also invented a jawbreaker-like drug called the Rumble Ball through research. This drug has the power to distort the wavelengths of the Devil Fruit's transformation, allowing him to access additional transformations for 3 minutes. However, due to the risks of the alteration, the Rumble Ball's consumption must be closely monitored, and for this reason Chopper cannot consume more than one every 6 hours. If he takes a second one, his transformations will become out of control, and if he takes a third one, Chopper transforms into a massive berserking monstrosity, as witnessed in Ines Lobby in the Shabaondi Archipelago, with equally monstrous strength that requires lethal amounts of energy to keep active, making Chopper a danger to both himself as well as others. Prior to the time skip, Chopper could transform into 4 different forms under the influence of the Rumble Ball: Jump Point, Guard Point, Arm Point, and Horn Point. After the 2-year time skip, he has been able to perform formidable martial art maneuvers with his new form called Kung Fu Point, a melding of arm point and jump point, and is now able to produce a new horn point with larger stag beetle-like antlers, which are useful for digging in the ground at high speeds, along with a new and improved guard point, which is able to grow big enough and strong enough to protect the Thousand Sunny from one of the Kraken's tentacles. In addition, he's able to utilize these forms without consuming a rumble ball. Instead of eating a rumble ball now, allows him to enter his most powerful form, Monster Point, and fight in it for 3 minutes. How he managed to do this is currently unknown. Other combative capabilities. In addition to the transformational advantages that Chopper's many forms affords him in battle, he also has been known to employ wrestling-type moves, i.e. pinning an opponent down or smashing them into the ground by means of a suplex from time to time. His extensive knowledge of bipedal anatomy has proven useful when the Straw Hats were trying to bring down ores, during which time Chopper formulated several theories on where it was best to target the colossal adversary and finding the giant's weak spot. And while naive, he can be quite the capable strategist, as seen in his fights against the Mr. Four and Miss Merry Christmas pair and Gadatsu. Chopper, who was originally an animal, is capable of communicating with and understanding other animals, which comes in handy during certain points in the story. He also has a very sensitive nose, which can be used for tracking others, except during rainy weather. But because his nose is so sensitive, strong aromas such as perfumes can irritate his sense of smell. Chopper also has a technique called tranquilizer, sometimes translated as sedative in the case of the English manga, which involves Chopper injecting a substance, possibly an anesthetic, into his opponent's body, making them faint. This was first used on Luffy when he had a hallucination of a tsunami about to hit them when walking to Yuba in the Alabasta Desert, and it was later used in order to stop a group of giant rampaging children on Punk Hazard, with some assistance from the G5 Marines. And that is the end of Chopper's bio. Wow, 12 minutes, 20 seconds. Sorry that was so short, but it's Chopper, he's short, and I'm sorry, Chopper, I love you, you adorable little buzzball. But anyway, that's the video. If you like what you see, link, comment, subscribe below. Got any questions, comments, or just want to talk One Piece? Leave below, I'll get back to you. You want to support the channel? Just chomp on that like button, or hit one of the myriad ads that are around the video. That really does help out a lot. Or if you just want to donate directly, drop $1 in the bucket. It's up there. You know where it is. You should know this by now. And stay tuned. Next time on our countdown to Pirate Warriors 3, we look at the seductive and macabre archaeologist of the Straw Hat Pirates, one Miss Nico Robin. So anyway, until next time, this is Shin Tiger Curl, that dude in the straw hat, saying good day. And just because you like my video doesn't mean I love you, you idiot.